Hey, folks, it's Marvin Cash, the host of The Articulate Fly, and we're back with another On the Water with Dustin White. How are you, Dustin?
Marvin, I'm doing well. Here enjoying our summer weather in Wyoming and the fishing opportunities that are there. And so, I can't complain.
Yeah, you're getting ready to kind of settle into the long groove to Labor Day, right?
A little bit. Yep.
Yeah. And so it's funny, we were talking, we've got this heat wave kind of on the East Coast, and I batch record a lot of these fishing reports on Monday nights, and you have the best weather of anybody.
I'll take it. Given the spring we had, I'll take some good weather. It's been really, really pleasant. We're a little, as you and I were talking earlier, we're a little breezier than we are typically at this point in the year. Usually by mid-June, that wind is laying down. I mean, we'll still get some breezy days, but, the extreme wind kind of goes away. So we've still had some, real gusty afternoons like we had today. But other than that, it's been really, really pleasant weather. It's been, it just, pleasant is the only way I can say it, enjoyable days on the water. So, been really, really great, fun days to row the boat around and pull the drift boat or the flats boat around. So can't complain there.
Yeah, you were telling me you've really kind of bumped up your carp dates, right?
Yeah, and this is the time of the year that it really, really does start to turn on and pick up. But more and more people are wanting to pursue carp for a myriad of reasons. Some it's the novelty of it. Some it's, hey, I'm in town fishing with you for 5 days. Let's, what's something goofy we can do one of the days. But a lot of folks too end up saying, hey, I've got my first saltwater trip, or I haven't done a saltwater trip in a few years. I want to kind of get the rust kicked off a little bit before I go, and they'll book that way. And then there just are a lot of folks who are a goofy carp angler like myself that actually want to target and pursue the species. And so I can't complain about that. I love pulling a flats boat around chasing carp.
Yeah, and so I think the last time we spoke, you had unusually early dry fly activity. What are you seeing, on the Horn, the Reef, and the Mile now?
Yeah, that's we're starting to see. Really, right now, our key bug is PMDs, kind of across the board with all three fisheries. PMDs really are the primary food source these fish are seeing now. Caddis, particularly on the reef, have really been taken very well. And on the Horn, also caddis, the seasonal sow bug, PMDs, they're eating, crayfish imitations there as well. So we're really, really excited about that. But we're starting, what's got a lot of us really, really excited is on the Mile. We're starting to see actually the golden stoneflies that actually in flight. So it's any day now we should start seeing some heads really starting to key in on looking at those stones, because that's really when that piece of water becomes magical. Those big bruiser rainbows that push up out of the reservoir to take a giant stonefly on the surface is pretty exciting. And so it's a small window that happens every year, but usually once that starts, those fish are pretty well keyed into looking up for the remainder of the season. On the reef, we are seeing a lot of hoppers that are making their way closer to the banks. Haven't quite started falling in the water yet. But again, that's where this breezy summer is going to help us out. So as we see a little bit more dry weather that drives those hoppers to the bank in search of that greener grass and having some breezy days, those are going to start falling in the water. And so, like I said, it's just around the corner, both with hoppers and with the golden stones, but some really, really fun surface action that we should start seeing.
Very, very neat. And, what restaurant/bar establishment in Casper are we going to give a shout out to this episode?
I got to give the shout out this week to Jay's Pub. Jay's Pub is a tried and true classic. It does not hurt, Marvin, that it's about 90 seconds from my wife and I's place. So the short commute there is great, but it's got, a really wide sort of dish for folks. Great staff there. Killer bartenders. Shout out to our boy Andrew, who always takes really good care of us. And it's just kind of the cool local haunt. You'll walk in and you'll see your buds that you guide with. You'll see your regular clients and friends. It's kind of that Cheers sort of vibe. And so it's just a great spot to go. So Jay's Pub, right on Wyoming Boulevard, on the west side of town is just tried and true favorite.
Yeah, well, there you go. And, folks, we love questions on the Articulate Fly. You can email them to us or DM us on social media. And a relatively new thing we've got, if you'd like to hear your question on the episode, if you go to the podcast link, there's a little microphone box down at the bottom. You can record your question. And if we select it, we may actually work your audio into the show. So something kind of cool. And, if we use your question, I will send you some Articulate Fly swag. We're in a drawing for a half day of fishing with Dustin. And Dustin, yeah, dude, it's super cool. And, Dustin, before I let you go, you want to let folks know, where they can find you so they can fish with you this summer before you head back east for a little steelhead action?
Yeah. So Proudly Guide for the Ugly Bug Fly Shop, which is downtown Casper on Center Street. Our number there is 307-234-6905. Otherwise, you can find me on Instagram at Dustin James White.
Well, there you go. And folks, as I always say, you owe it to yourself to get out there and catch a few. Tight lines, everybody. Tight lines, Dustin.
Tight lines, Marvin. Thanks so much.